Now, ladies, I'm going to ask each of you a very important question, and I want you to answer me truthfully. Who should go home tonight, and why? We'll start with you, Miss Caliente. Miss Caliente, we'll start with you. Who do you think should go home tonight, and why? Oh, that's an interesting question. I can't really answer that question. Actually, Caliente, it's either someone has to go home, or maybe nominate yourself, all of the girls. We need an answer, please. I would probably say, just based on performance, probably Extra. Why? And she just really hasn't flourished. She hasn't really won any challenges. She hasn't really, and I'm trying to be constructive. I choose Extra. Thank you, Miss Caliente. Crow, same question.
I would probably just say Extra. She didn't wow me. So if anyone needs to go home, it should be Extra.
Thank you, Crow. Extra, same question. Who should go home tonight, and why?
Well, actually, Morgyn, I would probably just say myself.
Can you tell us why?
I didn't do so hot in the challenge. I didn't choose the best hair or the best dress, as you judges have pointed out, so I would probably just nominate myself. I don't want to go home, but if it comes down to it, it probably should be me.
Thank you, Extra. Galaxia, same question. Who should go home tonight, and why? Well, actually, I think that Caliente should go home. She's been here since the beginning. She only had one win early on in the second episode, and she hasn't really grown much since then. I feel like she's just kind of the girl next door. I don't really think she takes drag seriously. I think she's more content with being a pretty girl. I call shade. You're wrong on all accounts. I do take my drag very seriously, or I wouldn't be here. And I'm not content with just being a pretty face. I'm content with being the winner of this competition. Okay, well, great, good for you. I was asked a question and I gave my opinion, and that's my honest opinion. Thank you, Galaxia. Yeah, I said what I said. I stand by it. If the other girls don't like it, tough shit. I see. Same question. Who should go home tonight, and why?
Well, actually, I hate to throw my hat in with the popular opinion, but I'm going to say Caliente and Extra. They should both go home. They've both been here since the beginning. They haven't really excelled. Extra hasn't won any challenges. Caliente hasn't won any since episode 2. And they've both basically kind of just resting on pretty. And yeah, so they definitely need to go home tonight.
Thank you, Icy. Lapis, same question. Who should go home tonight, and why?
Actually, I think probably Crow should go home, because she's been here. She only barely won one challenge, and that was Snatch Game. And she hasn't shown any versatility. She hasn't shown any, depth or range in her drag. It's just been the same. And so I actually think that Crow should go home for those reasons.
Thank you, Lapis. Alright, ladies, I have a question to ask the 6 of you tonight. It's going to be a difficult question. We asked this last season, but it was a little later on. But we're going to ask a little early this time. Who should go home tonight, and why? I want your full, honest opinion, and I want to hear it truthfully and unabashedly. We'll start first with LMNOP.
Well, Morgyn, I don't think I can really answer that question. I mean, it's only the second challenge. I mean, I barely know these girls all that well, and I think we all did fairly well in last week and this week's challenge.
Elle, I'm afraid I'm still going to need an answer from you, a concise answer, please. Just tell us who should go home based on tonight or whatever you're feeling. Anyone on stage, anyone not on stage, yourself, all the girls, we just need an answer.
Well,
I guess if according to the judges, I would probably say Orchid. Her look was just kind of like hectic and all over the place, and it didn't really feel like it fit the challenge to me.
Celtis, what about you? Who should go home tonight and why?
Well, based on the judgments of tonight and my own opinion just from these past two challenges, I would probably say that Ephedra should be the one to go home, because tonight's look is kind of basic compared to all the other girls. It just kind of looks like she took it off the rack, threw it on, and called it a day. And it's also taking account what the judges have said and, no challenge wins or anything. It is still early on, so please forgive me for that.
Thank you, Celtis. Bambina von Bimbo, same question. Who should go home tonight and why?
Well, Morgan, in my opinion, I think the girl or girls who should go home tonight, which is like what Zaltis said based on a combination of the challenges, the runway, and my own personal opinion, feelings not included, I would probably have to say LMNOP, because tonight's look is not it. It doesn't really look thrown together. It just looks kind of like not good. The other girl would probably be Ephedra, because again, tonight's look is rubbish. She hasn't won a challenge yet. It's still early, but who knows? But that's my opinion.
Thank you, Bambina. Ephedra, same question. Who should go home tonight and why? Well, Morgan, my opinion, I would probably have to go along with LMNOP to go home. Tonight's look called for, a thrown together look. It doesn't necessarily mean a sloppy look or a half flat out look. And that's basically kind of what I'm seeing from this, presentation presently on the stage. We're all expected to bring refinement and sophistication and uniqueness to our drag, and I'm just not getting that from her, at least not tonight. Thank you. Cypress, same question. Who should go home tonight and why?
Well, Morgan, my opinion, I believe that Miss Darren Leak should go home tonight. Her look is rather bougie, it's basic, it's borderline boho, and I don't like it.
Thank you, Cypress. And lastly, Miss Darren Leak. On your opinion, who should go home tonight and why? Well, my opinion is I think that Cypress has a very basic look. The only thing unique she added to it was the wrap around her waist. And I would probably also go ahead and throw my cap in for Ephedra to go home. Because again, it's basic, it isn't unique. This is a drag race competition, not Barbie dolls in space. Thank you, Miss Darren Leak. We will take that into consideration. Ladies, now that I have you all standing here at attention in uniform order, I want to ask you all a question, and I want each of you to answer honestly, and then we'll proceed with our highs and lows for this week's challenge. Ladies, who should go home tonight, and why? I asked you this earlier before, I believe, in the second challenge. And I'm asking you again. I want you to answer specifically and honestly, starting with Bambina von Bimbo.
Well, honestly, Morgan, the girl that I would send home is not presently in this lineup. But if it were up to me, I'd be sending home Darren Leak, because she has yet to win a challenge. She's already been the bottom, 3 times? And she's a mean lip syncer, by all means an assassin, but has she won anything? She hasn't. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Bambina. We'll go ahead and ask Ephedra. Ephedra, same question. Well, my opinion, I believe that the one who would probably should go home is Orchid tonight, in my opinion. Why? She has yet to win any challenges, and her looks are often misinterpreting the assignment, and she tends to look frazzled from that.
she doesn't know she's supposed to be here or not. Thank you, Ephedra. Landon Towers, same question. Ooh. Now, I don't want to go and, put my oar in and say what, like I know better than anyone here on stage. What I'm going to say, I'm just answering honestly. I'm not trying to offend anyone. But in my opinion, the one who would probably go home tonight is also Orchid, for reasons mentioned similar by my sister Phaedra. I just feel like if you're swimming in the ocean, you're either going to be a flounder or you're going to be a shark. Do you want to be a shark? Do you want to be shark food? I want to be a shark. The Orchid over here, she's shark food. I've been at the bottom, but still, I do try to not be in the bottom. Thank you, Landon. I'll take that into consideration. Orchid, Floridian Orchid, same question. Who should go home tonight and why? If it were up to the Orchids, I would send all of these bitches home. They are all basic in the eyes of the Orchids. It does not matter how many wins they have acquired, for they do not have the soul of the Orchid. Okay, but I might need a name specifically. I would probably say Phaedra. She is basic out of all of us on stage. She is extremely basic and does not belong on the main center stage with all of us. Thank you, Orchid. Saltis, same question. Who should go home tonight and why?
Well, Morgyn, in my opinion, I think the one to go home should probably be Orchid. She's been consistently, out of focus these past several weeks. I mean, it's week number 6. Her Snatch game, which is honestly, it's arguably a make it or break it assignment. Her character was so obscure and weird, none of us understood the jokes. It was very hard to play off of that character, and her look for tonight's runway was completely outside of the box in a bad way. It doesn't look like Pretty Woman. It doesn't look like high-end hooker. It doesn't meet the challenge criteria. She misunderstood the assignment, which she does every single week. She should go home, in my opinion.
Thank you, Zaltis. Thank you, ladies. Would you all please remain on stage, as I have an important question to ask all of you, including your Season 1 associates. Ladies, I'm going to ask you a question I've asked twice before now. Who should go home tonight and why? And I'm also going to use this opportunity to have you explain your choices for the outfits. We'll start first with Ella G and Extra.
I wanted our outfits to look more cohesive and concise. The fact that it looks like crap is completely Extra's fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call shade on that. It's not my fault. I was actually trying to get us to do the opposite of what actually happened. And Ella was just like,
Oh no, we gotta do it this way. Trust me, blah, blah, blah. I do not sound like that. I don't. You're exaggerating.
Ladies, who should go home tonight and why, Extra? Would you answer first, please?
Oh gosh, I don't even really know these girls. But if I had to hazard a guess just based on what I've seen tonight, I would probably go ahead and say, if not Ella G, then probably the girl in white there.
Ephedra.
Yeah, Ephedra. Yeah, go ahead and send Ella G home too as well.
Yeah, nice job at sabotaging yourself, Ella. God, if I could have gotten any other partner. Lucky, very, very lucky this isn't my season, because I probably would have thrown your ass off the stage. Absolutely. And I am getting paid for this gig, I assume.
Bitch. Backstabbing bitch.
Oh yeah, right back at you, asshole.
Worst assignment ever.
I didn't have any agenda against Ella. It's just, she sucks. She's an asshole. So, if she winds up in the bottom and going home, all the better for the reigning girls. And I'm not even profiting from this. I'm doing this out of kindness of my own heart.
Bambina, Vampimbo, and Galaxia are current reigning. Same question, who should go home tonight and why? And we're aware of your outfit choices. You don't need to explain. Your outfit looks amazing. Well, in my opinion, I think that Miss Brightchester Brat, both of them should be going home. The challenge was twinning looks. And say what you will about Miss Ella and Extra, I think that they knocked it out of the park as far as mediocrity goes. They at least tried the assignment. The Brightchester Brats were way too off-topic, in my opinion, and they didn't meet up to the challenge requirements. Galaxia, I'm gonna go ahead and say the same, basically. Yeah, everyone else you look down this line is cohesive. Then you get to the Brightchester duo of Ephedra and Landon and their partners, and it just kind of looks like there's an attempt to outshine the other. And that's not really what the challenge called for. It's called twinning looks, and I don't really see very many twins in that duo, like, at all. Alright, well, thank you, Galaxia. Okay, Miss Congeniality Lapis and Elemental P, same questions. Who should go home tonight and why?
Well, actually, according to what I've seen so far, and based on the judges' comments, I would have to go ahead and say the Brightchester duo, because everything basically Galaxia and Bambina said, I can't really add on to it. It's basically exactly the same.
Okay, thank you, Lapis. L, do you have anything to add to that?
Gosh, I really hate to, throw my sisters under the bus, because I know what it's like being the bottom. But the challenge to call for twinning looks, and Lance and Ephedra, I'm sorry, but you don't look like twins with your partners. I'm really sorry. They're sickening looks, but not for this challenge.
Thank you, L. Okay, Caliente and Zaltis, same question. Who should go home tonight and why? Well, I think that Landon and Ephedra's looks did not meet the requirements of the challenge. They don't look like they're twins. They don't look like they're related. They don't even look like they're cousins. They don't even look like they're best friends. They look like two fashionable, trendy strangers who met up at the mall and decided to order a macchiato from the Starbucks. Oh, that was very detailed, Caliente. Thank you. Zaltis, same question.
I'm going to go ahead and agree. I don't really have much I can add on to it. The challenge, like they said, everyone said, twinning looks. Caliente and I are twins. Well, except I'm an alien and she's a human. These four are not twins. They don't even look like they understood the assignment. Those two, if anyone should be going home, it should be Landon and Ephedra.
Alright, thank you, Zaltis. Landon Towers and Fortuna Cookie. I'm going to go ahead and give you this time to explain your outfit choices and the decisions, reasoning behind that before asking the other question. Who should go home tonight and why? Please go ahead. I am going to go ahead and nominate myself. I plumb screwed up Morgyn. The challenge called for twinning looks. I got a bit ahead of myself, got a bit cocky, prideful. I figured we could still meet the challenge by looking different enough, and in the end, it wasn't happening. It didn't pay off. I absolutely should have taken my partner, very good partner, Fortuna Cookie's advice instead of just going off on my own like I had. It's my fault, and I would nominate myself. Thank you, Landon. Fortuna. Gosh. If I was on this season, I would nominate myself. I don't agree with Landon, but I agree. I would probably say the worst would probably be Ephedra, because it seems like she's trying to outshine Crow, and it kind of looks like sabotage to me. And if this was season 1, if we were all on the same season, Like, I feel like she'd be in deep trouble for throwing her partner under the bus. Thank you, Fortuna. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have the team of Ephedra and Crow. Ephedra, Crow, please explain your choices before answering the question. I don't believe that I did poorly enough to fall into the bottom this time. We wanted to go with sort of a darkness and light dichotomy. Well, actually, I wanted us to both be matching wearing dark, and Miss Brightchester decided everything needs to be her way or the highway. That's not entirely true. Crow, is there something you have to say? Yeah, absolutely, I do have something to say. I am a veteran from season 1. I've been through the gauntlet. I know what it takes to win. I wanted to help her do that, but she shot down all of my ideas for the comedy routine, and she shot down all my ideas for the runway. And I agree with what everyone else said. I kind of feel like I'm outshined a bit, and it's not just because she's younger and might use more exotic makeup than me. It's because she went out of her way to do something similar, but so different, and it's not even really the assignment, in my opinion. So if someone had to go home, I would also say Ephedra. Thank you, Crow. Ephedra, would you answer the question? If I had to nominate anyone, I would probably nominate my sister Landon. If I had to be in the bottom with anyone, I would be in the bottom with Landon. Absolutely. Okay, thank you, Ephedra.